Hello there, it's Vanessa. I haven't recorded a video in a while about what I'm currently reading, so I thought I would catch you up on the books that I have been reading lately and what I'm thinking about them now that I'm a bit of a ways through with them. One thing I'm currently reading is Brown Girl Dreaming by Jacqueline Woodson. I started reading this one on physical form and now I've been kind of switching, going to the audiobook version as well, and I like both ways that I'm reading it. It's been really interesting getting to know her and learning about her through verse. This book is entirely in verse. It is targeted to children, but I think pretty much it's accessible to everybody. But so far this has been enlightening because I didn't really know that she was born in the 60s. I thought she was a little bit younger. So it's been really interesting to learn about her upbringing in Ohio and South Carolina and then moving to New York. Another thing that I started recently, and I'm probably halfway through, I started last night actually, is The 100 Nights of Hero by Isabel Greenberg. This is a graphic novel. It's beautiful inside, and I don't really know how to describe it. It's telling stories. Basically starts with these gods that are trying to change the worlds that they're looming over, and then we start following people in those worlds. So far it's been really great at introducing us to characters and it has me super rooting for a lot of these characters. It has a lot of really cunning women characters and girl characters, which I'm really enjoying from it, and I'm really just enjoying how magic and love and stories are all kind of just coming together at once here in this book. It is beautifully illustrated and I think it's beautifully told. I think she is not just an artist, I think she has writing abilities, and that makes me more excited to try the Encyclopedia of Early Earth, which is still kind of sort of in this world too. Another thing that I started last night, and I'm probably a fourth of the way through, Glaciers by Alexis M. Smith. This is following a woman named Isabel, and it follows just one day of her life. It's a lot of internal dialogue and thinking that makes you get to know and learn about this character. When I first started and I was 10-20 pages in, I was like, what am I reading? But the more I'm reading into it, the more I'm really enjoying Isabel and learning more about her. There's a library element in it, so she works in a library, and there is some romance that they are setting up that I am actually enjoying. I recently talked about how I want a book that depicts a romance in not a corny way. This book is doing that for me so far. We'll see if it pulls it through towards the end, but I'm really enjoying this one so far. Another thing I'm currently reading is I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. I'm listening to this on audiobook exclusively, and I was listening to it mostly when I was driving to work. Now I'm kind of needing to pick it up in other ways because I don't have work for a month. I need to finish that book. I'm probably, I want to say, a third or a fourth into it. At first, it was hard for me to feel engaged in the way she was telling the story because it is an autobiography and kind of a memoir of her earlier years, but the way that she tries to explain her life to you it could be understood as a fictionalized version of her upbringing. The way that she writes is very vivid, and it's obvious that some parts of her story are there for literary purposes more than to tell the truth, but it still adds to the truth of her story. It was hard for me to get into it, but I feel now that I'm learning more, I am really captivated by her story. We have started to learn more about some of the trials that she had when she was really young with men that were around her. They were not good to her, and learning about all of that is really devastating to me, but I feel it's a really important story, and for the time period that this was published in, I think it was very brave, and I'm happy that I am learning her story even though I'm sad while I'm learning her story. Those are the 4 things that I'm reading right now, and I'm about to start Photobooth, a biography by Meags Fitzgerald. This is a graphic memoir, and I think it uses her love for photo booths and photography in general to tell her life story. I heard about this from Karen's channel. She read this among a lot of other graphic novels and memoirs, and this one was the one that like stood out for her. I was very intrigued by it, so I asked my library to buy it, and they did because they're the best. I saw on the back that Gillian Tamaki blurred it. I love Gillian Tamaki and her style of telling stories, so if this is anything like Skim or This One Summer or anything else that I've read by the Tamakis, then I'm sure I will love it. That's basically it for now. There are some other things that I'm thinking of reading relatively soon, but haven't started yet. I hope that you enjoyed learning about what I'm currently reading, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.